Well, some breaking news, which is what always seems to happen on Fridays these days. Fran Brown, who has been the has been a secondary coach for a while, both at Baylor and Rutgers, has been hired by Kirby Smart to be the vacant defensive backs coach at Georgia. Now, there was a lot of flirting with coaches at Auburn and Clemson, but this is not strange to me that Kirby would just go seemingly out of range, for lack of a better term, and hire somebody different than a lot of folks expected. Um, and these hires have worked, and that's just all there is to it. We've seen that through. I mean, I think the best example of that is Trey Scott. But this really allows Georgia to set themselves up for the 2022 season. Hey, listen, make sure you grab DAWGSTRUCTION. We're getting really a lot of sales. Do not miss out on this opportunity to get this very impressive 80-page hardcover book with stories and photos you're not going to see anywhere else. I love the cover, honestly. I think it's a great, great cover. For Georgia to repeat and have me make another book, um, they're going to have everything. You're going to have to crank up all of the stuff they got to do, and that part of that was hiring Fran Brown. So we'll see how this goes. My suspicion is that it's going to work out pretty well. Rutgers, in his first season as the DB's coach, had a lot of turnovers. They produced 10 more turnovers than they did the season before. Now, was that exclusively because of Brown in the secondary? No. But four guys in the secondary in 2020 were all conference of some sort for him and the Scarlet Knights. So um, Kirby doesn't just kind of fall into these things. There's always something he's doing along the way that makes sense. Again, Trey Scott is a great example of that, and it's not necessarily just Trey Scott. I mean, I think Todd Hartley made a lot of sense to bring him back to Georgia, but I you got Todd, Trey Scott. I mean, there's not a lot of Sam Pittmans and Dale McGee's out there who have a lot of experience that Kirby's gone out and gotten after the fact. It's mainly been people, honestly, that no one knows a lot about in this area. I mean, if someone were to say to you, "Oh, he's going to go get Rodney Gardner," that's sort of a move that would have been done in the past. That's not something Kirby Smart's doing. You can see with this staff that he is going young in many cases. I mean, Fran Brown had played at Western Carolina and left in 2006. He is just not very old. Um, that's just all there is to it. And his time, generally speaking, has been spent at both Temple and Baylor. So this is only his second job outside of those two places. Excuse me, this is his first job outside of those two places. And the crossover here very well could be, um, you know, I'm double checking before I say it because I don't want to. Yeah, it doesn't look like he was with Jeff Collins at Temple, but it's been the two places, Temple and Baylor, um, where he started at Temple about 5 years into after graduating from Western. He was the director of internal operations. Then he became a GA. Then he became on the field for DBs. Then at Temple. Then the move to Baylor in 17 and 18, and then from there back to Temple as a co-defensive coordinators and corner coach, and then went on to Rutgers. Baylor at the time was coached. Again, I don't want to go too quick here before saying it. Was coached. Uh, that was just before Georgia played them in the Sugar Bowl. You may or may not recall. Yeah, that's what I thought. He was underneath Matt Rule. So there's your connection um, to Kirby. All right. So there you go. I figured it out. I'm so smart. That's the connection. And you know, again, one more time, the Rolodex, if you want to call it that, or the contacts, really is what we should call it now. That Kirby has is I'm going to say it's unprecedented. I don't know that Nick Saban knows as many people as Kirby does, um, that are younger, that are younger. So this is definitely for Kirby in his time, another. I mean, I'm going to assume it's a good hire. He's got a lot to work with. You know, you got Keely Ringo, Chris Smith's coming back. We're going to see what happens with these younger guys, but you're not starting at zero. And I think that for Georgia, secondary was what was considered, excuse me, a weakness a year ago, of the defense, if there was a weakness. But as you move forward here, particularly with the guys they signed, I mean, they signed some pretty heavy hitters in this secondary. And the other thing too, and this is just all the time really important, that Kirby Smart is a defensive backs person is important to remember. Obviously, Will played DB at Georgia. He was kind of a we were all smaller back then, but you know, you got Everett coming in, Humphrey, Singletary, Starks. I mean, these are all guys that Georgia is going to rely on. I mean, Starks could be really important really quick with his when he gets to Athens. I don't know that he's going to just be jumping in as a starter, but you know, when you watch Malachi play, he's a really impressive player. So that I thought it was a good, you know, good indication of how you can't always know where Kirby's going. I mean, you know, I don't know how long we've heard that Hines Ward is going to come back to Georgia. Obviously, those two played together, and now Hines is in coaching. But um, this is right on target for what Kirby has done and will probably continue to do. Hey, make sure you're picking up DAWGSTRUCTION. I appreciate everybody who's doing so. Really neat book that you can still pick up in the link below. I'm going to leave that to y'all. Thanks for watching. We'll see you over on the website, dogpost.com, for more. Thanks for watching.